Hey, before we get started, you can get all the baits that I talk about in today's video on dreamcatchersfishing.com. That's DREAMCATCHERS, dreamcatchersfishing.com. I graduated from school. I can spell. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to be talking about my top tournament swim baits. And when I say tournament swim baits, here's the deal. I have a lot of confidence in big baits. I feel like I can lock in a Deps 250, which is a 10-inch bait, or a Clash 9, which is a 9-inch bait, or even a Hinkle, and get numbers of bites. I feel like that with how our lake's set up, how I approach the lakes, and how I fish. I feel like I can make those baits number baits. But a lot of times, guys that are tournament anglers, they want a big bite, or maybe a solid, good average size fish like those 3-4 pounders. There are baits that I tend to think shine in tournament application because naturally you're going to get more bites. At the point of my swim bait career and as a guide, I'm okay with sacrificing numbers of bites and really catching quality, but I know a lot of guys want to catch quantity with the chance of quality. So today I'm going to cover my baits for tournament applications. So first off, I'm going to talk about cold water winter applications and then even through the spring. So these two right here. This is a Megabass Mag Draft. This is the Freestyle. We put an owner beast hook in the chest of it. Usually you can get away with a 6-aught. I usually put an 8-aught in it with a 1/2 ounce or 3/8 ounce, and then a Huddleston 68. Both of these baits, they're smaller 6-inch baits. Some of you might think that's really big. I don't think that's a big bait, especially because both of these baits fold up. But you're going to get numbers of bites with these baits. I've had both of these baits out multiple different times over the course of my fishing tenure, which is about 10 years, and had multiple 15-20 fish days on both these baits. The deal with it is I'm usually dock fishing on a high bluebird sky, bright sunny day, where those fish are up under docks and they're really sunning, but it's cold water still. Or I like slow rolling them around rock when those rocks are absorbing heat this time of the year, February, March, when they're absorbing heat, those fish will get in it. And I like to just roll these baits through that cover and they will absolutely get bit. As that water creeps up in warmth, I like to go to more of a hard bait like a glide bait style. Listen, I'm about to tell you, this bait right here is probably one of the most proven tournament baits and one of the most proven glide baits of all time. It's a Deps 175. We have a ton, I don't know if you can see them in frame, we have a huge stock behind us of Deps 175s. And listen, I used to have a great friend, Alex Crisp, AC Fishing on YouTube. Man, he would go out and just mash big fish on all of our mountain lakes in western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, North Georgia on a Deps 175. Multiple days he'd go out and catch between 6 and 10 fish, have a bunch of 3 and 4 pounders and a ton of 8 pounders. I mean, it is a bait that gets many bites. It's a bait that gets big bites. It is a beast. So the Deps 175 is an animal. The next is the Jointed Claw by Gantarelle. This bait is a 178. It's a smaller profile. I really like it around a herring spawn, shad spawn situation. I've been on Lake Norman during a shad spawn, busted big bags, and then really during the herring spawn, western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, North Georgia. Anytime the herring are up there, flickering on rocks, docks, automobiles, whatever, lay down trees. This bait, it's smaller, it gets numbers of bites, but I've caught some toads on this bait. My biggest fish I've ever caught on it's a 6.5 pounder. So you're looking at like, man, I've had days on this bait where I catch like 10.5 pounds and then boom, you throw a 6 pounder on top of it and you got a big bag. And now all of a sudden, this is a great tournament bait. You can see it getting quantity bites, multiple bites, and quality bites. Next one, the Gantarelle by Cclaw. A lot of brim spawn starts to happen in the summer on a lot of our lakes. Those bass get up there in Wolfpack, really hard to beat this booger here. I usually am paralleling laydowns with it. I'm fishing it fast down the bank. I'm looking for brim beds, throwing it out there, swimming it off those kind of conglomeration of brim beds where there tends to be a big bass up there that's looking for a bluegill that's kind of lost its way in a sort. It's kind of moving away from the little school that's spawning up there. This bait will absolutely get bit. And then finally, when I think about numbers of bites and potential for size, it's hard to beat the DRTs. The tiny Clash 9, they get big bites, they get numbers of bites, They are absolutely fantastic baits. You can fish them in multiple situations, multiple circumstances, multiple ways. They're versatile. A lot of upside with these baits. Really love them. I had a video last year. I went out with a guy from the Charlotte region, fishes Lake Norman. He's like, man, I want to know if big baiting can be a tournament thing. And we went out for 4 hours, Clash 9, put 9 fish in the boat, had a big bag, had like 23, 24 pounds, and a real special day. But anyways, those are my baits. If I had to choose them, rank them in order, you know, a Deps 175 is probably my number one because I've caught fish in as cold as 48-degree water and literally as warm as 90-degree water on that booger. It gets bit. The jointed claw, the Gantarelle jointed claw, God, that thing is an absolute beast. I fished it very similar situation as the slide swimmer, the Deps 175, and then man, the Mag Draft by Mega Bass and the 68 Huddleston. Man, they all get bit. All these baits, these are baits that I'm like, everyone needs to have these. If you're a tournament guy and you also like using the tool of swim baiting to potentially win big tournaments and maximize your bag and potentially catch lunkers, you've got to look at those baits. So anyways, thanks for watching this video. You can get everything at dreamcatchersfishing.com. And yeah, we appreciate you. Thanks a bunch.